Yeah, okay. Just I got asked what I use for liquidation heat maps. I do use Coinglass now. That you can also get them on Kingfisher. So this is not exhaustive. So if you actually get a subscription to Kingfisher, then you can see the liquidation heat maps. The nice thing about Kingfisher is you can build the lick maps well usually alongside in the same window. So you can build them concurrent with price. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, just take a look at Kingfisher. I would say I do use Coinglass at the moment. Uh, the liquidation heat maps are interesting, and you can look at them different time frames. Model one's more for scalping, and Model two is usually for sort of more swing trading, right? So that's kind of what they say. So like Model one's usually like high leverage, like 50, 100x. They usually get taken out in range. Like Model two is more for like longer term targets, right? On a particular time frame. That's the thinking. Okay. Um, just with the the other bits and pieces, I mean, you should probably take a look at Delta and open interest too. But another thing you definitely need to look at the moment is funding rate because they're doing something called farming funding. Okay. So I started shorting Mavia, which is risky because I'm paying 2% per period, but I'm making more than that. But I mean, when you get these really, really extreme funding spikes, that's when they're farming you. Okay, so that's super dangerous doing that because if they keep the price up like they did with oh or anything auction, it was really, really difficult short because this was at 4%. Okay, um, and then they keep the price really high. So what I'm saying to you is, don't just look at liquidations. Look at what's going on in the funding rate because they can try and farm funding, and then if you're trapped in a short on that, then you're getting creamed. Yeah, so it's you can short negative funding. Just make sure they're not going to try and farm you. Okay, that's the key. So like look at liquidation plus look at the funding rate. Yeah, so it's okay to short stuff that's that you have to pay to short. That shows you're on the right side. But I mean, when it's extreme and they're farming the hell out of you, then you need to get out. um, on these shit coins, if the funding rate collapses, obviously then they're holding shit coins and high leverage trying to fund the funding. And if that reverses, then it collapses. So that's usually when I start shorting, is when this shit falls apart because they're trying to turn this over at the moment. You can see that they're fighting over funding. These guys are super high leverage, so that's why I started shorting it. It's just I think it's probably time. Yeah. So yeah, look at the funding rates, and then look at the liquidation levels. Yeah. So you actually go to heat map two, and that will give you. You can go directly. Model three is more. You have a liquidation threshold, so you can see different areas. I mean, I don't use it that much, and you can come up with your thesis, right? I mean, there's other things to look at. That there's like I said, delta. There's CVDs. I mean, you can go deeper into it. So don't take this as gospel. Is what I'm saying to you. Yeah.